What is the most insane family rule you've ever survived? For me, it was the grounded rule. When I turned 8, my mother walked into my bedroom, stripped the sheets off my mattress, and dragged it out the front door. She looked down at me and whispered, "Your time in the clouds is over." From that day on, I wasn't allowed to touch furniture. Ever. No beds, no chairs, no couches. In our house, only the youngest child was allowed to be elevated. The rest of us, we had to stay on the floor, absorbing the family's burdens so the youngest could remain pure. My older brother Sam hadn't slept on a mattress in 10 years. His spine was permanently curved from sleeping on raw hardwood. My dad was grounded too. Whenever my mom hosted her friends, Dad had to sit in the corner, eating his dinner off a paper plate on the rug. Mom loved it. She'd sip her wine, look down at him, and say, "It's so nice having a man who knows his exact place." But the real nightmare was my little sister Maya. Maya was the golden child, the elevated one, and she knew exactly how to use her power. She'd purposefully pour her sticky juice boxes onto the floor, knowing we had to crawl over and clean it up while she laughed from the sofa. If we accidentally rested our arms on a chair leg, Mom would lock us in the cellar for 3 days. No blankets, just freezing, damp concrete. She brainwashed us into thinking that if we tried to rise above our station, we were stealing Maya's future. I genuinely believed that sitting in a chair would physically harm my little sister. The breaking point happened on Thanksgiving. I was 15. Dad was crouching by the coffee table, his bad knees trembling. Maya, who was 7 at the time, decided it would be hilarious to use Dad's back as a footstool to reach the TV remote. She dug her hard plastic heels right into his spine. Dad let out this awful, muffled gasp, but he didn't dare move. Something inside my brain just snapped. I stood up. My legs were shaking, but I stood to my full height, grabbed Maya by the shoulders, and shoved her onto the carpet. The room went dead silent. Maya started screaming bloody murder. "He's stealing my height! He is stealing my height!" Mom's face turned bright purple. She grabbed a heavy brass lamp, screaming that I was a parasite. But before she could swing it, Sam stood up too. Then, slowly, my dad rose from the floor. It was the first time in over a decade the 3 of us were standing at eye level with her. Mom froze, completely terrified by the sight of us taking up space. Dad walked over to the front door, opened it wide, and just said, "Walk." We left with nothing but the clothes on our backs. I'm 22 now, and I have my own apartment. But to this day, I still get panic attacks if I sit on a couch for too long. And sometimes when the anxiety hits, I find myself waking up on the cold, hard floor.